USA tariff on China and China's swift reaction, what it really means for the world. In May 2025, the United States reignited its economic standoff with China by imposing a sweeping 25% tariff on a new batch of Chinese goods. From semiconductors to green tech components, this decision marks not just a trade policy, but a strategic maneuver in a much bigger geopolitical chess game. But what does it mean? And how did China react so swiftly and strategically? Let's break it down in real terms. 1. What the new tariffs target. This isn't just about cheap imports. The Biden administration's focus is very deliberate, targeting China's most advanced exports. Electric vehicle batteries, where China dominates the supply chain. Steel and aluminum, critical for infrastructure and defense. Semiconductors and solar panels, the future of both energy and information warfare. Medical supplies, a sensitive area exposed during COVID. This isn't only about protecting American jobs, it's about limiting China's technological ascent and asserting economic control in the era of AI, green energy, and chip supremacy. 2. Why China's reaction was so swift. China has seen this playbook before, so they didn't flinch, they responded. Counter-tariffs. Beijing is reportedly preparing a retaliatory tariff list targeting U.S. agricultural exports, especially soybeans, wheat, and pork. Why? Because these exports largely come from U.S. Midwest states, politically important regions in an election year. It's economic retaliation with surgical precision. Rare earth weaponization. China supplies 60–80% of the world's rare earth metals. These are the backbone of tech: smartphones, military systems, EVs, satellites. Limiting exports would hurt not just the US, but global production, and China knows it. Homegrown tech acceleration. Instead of relying on the West, China is doubling down on self-reliance, pumping billions into AI, quantum computing, semiconductor fabs, and chip design. They're not just reacting, they're future-proofing. 3. The real losers? Ordinary people. This is where the media often fails to go deeper. Let's get real. American businesses and consumers. When tariffs go up, costs rise. US businesses dependent on Chinese parts either eat the cost, lower profits, or pass it to consumers, higher prices. Expect this to impact tech gadgets, EVs, medical equipment, and even household items. Small businesses are especially vulnerable. Chinese manufacturers, mid-tier Chinese exporters, already weakened post-COVID, are now facing shrinking US orders, factory closures, and layoffs. That economic pain could trickle into domestic unrest, something the Chinese Communist Party keeps a tight grip on. Global supply chains tariff wars create uncertainty, and uncertainty kills investment. As companies scramble to de-risk and relocate from China to countries like Vietnam, India, and Mexico, the global economy becomes more fragmented and fragile. 4. Strategic risks, more than just economics. This trade tension isn't isolated, it's part of a broader cold conflict. Think of the bigger picture. Tensions in Taiwan Strait and the South China Sea, tech war over 5G, AI, and semiconductors. Rising military posturing in the Indo-Pacific. Every tariff is a chess move in a larger game of global influence. Experts warn that a prolonged economic war could shift alliances, push China closer to Russia, and further fracture the post-World War II global order. 5. Is there a way out? In theory, yes. Diplomacy, mutual trade agreements, strategic cooperation. But in reality, that's complicated. With US elections approaching and Xi Jinping tightening control in China, both leaders are under pressure to appear strong. Neither side wants to lose face. So we're left with escalation, counter-escalation, economic Cold War 2.0. Final thought. What began as a trade dispute is now something much bigger, a new kind of warfare, economic, technological, and ideological. What happens between the United States and China in the next few months could shape the world's economy, diplomacy, and tech infrastructure for the next decade. This isn't just a tariff war, it's a tug of war for the future. And the rest of the world? We're all caught in the middle.